Welcome to the Reverse Study Participant Training. The purpose of this video is to provide you with information relevant to the reverse study, including a reminder about the purpose of the study, instructions for taking and recording your blood pressure, instructions on taking action depending on your blood pressure reading, and where to get help and advice. It will take around 10 minutes to watch the video. You can pause it at any time or choose to exit at any point and view it at another time. You will have access to this video throughout the study, so you can view it whenever you need to. So let's recap what the reverse study is about. Reverse is a research study exploring whether people with slightly raised blood pressure find it acceptable and feasible to measure their own blood pressure at home and to record and monitor their results. We need to find out that this is possible and how best to support people to do this before we can plan further research into understanding whether self-monitoring blood pressure could be helpful for people who have slightly raised blood pressure. If you're watching this video, you've probably already agreed to take part in the study, so thank you very much. As you will know, taking part means that you will need to take readings of your blood pressure on a regular basis, record the information and send it to the research team. You will also be asked to let the team know if you have any difficulties or if there are any changes to your health. The next section of the training will take you through these procedures step by step. Let's start with your blood pressure machine. You have been provided with a kinetic blood pressure monitor, which looks like this. Before going further, take a moment to familiarise yourself with your machine. Check that the batteries provided have been installed, that it switches on, and that the cuff is attached to the monitor. In the box, you will also have a quick start guide and an instruction booklet from the manufacturer about the machine. Please keep these safe, as you may need these for troubleshooting at a later date. If this is your first time using the monitor, you will need to set the date and time. Please pause the video and refer to page 10 to 12 of the instruction booklet for how to do this. Start by getting yourself comfortable in a chair. Make sure that you sit for a few minutes before getting started, especially if you have been busy and active. You should allow at least 30 minutes after exercising or eating before taking your blood pressure. You will need to place the blood pressure machine on a flat surface, ideally a table either in front of you or to the side of the arm you are monitoring on, whichever is most comfortable for you. You will also need to take a note of the readings, so have your study recording sheet or some paper and a pen available to write these down. The arm you use to take readings is up to you, but we recommend you use your non-writing arm. Whichever you choose, make sure you always use the same arm throughout the study. Place the cuff, preferably on your bare skin, although over a thin shirt is okay, with the edge of the cuff 1 to 2 centimetres above your elbow joint. The air tube should run down the inside of your arm, as shown. You should tighten the cuff so that you can just get a finger in between the cuff and your arm. This can be a bit fiddly, but it is important that the cuff is in the right position to get an accurate reading. Rest your arm on the table or across your lap, with your palm facing upwards in a relaxed, open position. Your legs should not be crossed and you should sit still. Once your cuff and arm are in position, make sure the air tube is still attached to the machine. When you are ready, press the Start/Stop button. The cuff will inflate and re-inflate for a short while. This can be uncomfortable as it may feel tight around your arm, but this is only for a few moments. Whilst you are taking a blood pressure reading, you should remain still and relaxed. You should not speak and your legs should remain uncrossed. The machine will bleep when the reading has been taken and will be displayed on the machine. The cuff will then fully deflate. Your blood pressure reading will appear on the screen of the machine as 2 numbers displayed one above the other. The first figure is a reading of your blood pressure when your heart pumps, known as systolic blood pressure, and the bottom figure, known as diastolic blood pressure, is your heart at rest. Please write down the figures on your recording sheet, along with the time and date. The machine will also show your pulse rate, but we don't need this for the study. Sometimes the machine may not work properly and you will get an error message on the machine. Please refer to page 20 of your instruction booklet to see what the error code means and how to remedy the problem. Most problems will be solved by refastening the cuff and taking the reading again. Before you start your 6 months of blood pressure monitoring, it's a good idea to practice using your blood pressure machine. Practice as much as you like. Find out what time of day is going to suit you best to take your readings. But remember, once you start the study monitoring, you need to take readings at the same time of day throughout the 6 months. Before starting your 6 months of study monitoring, please clear the memory of all your practice readings. How to do this can be found on page 16 of the instruction manual. You simply press M, hold down M until you see Del All on the screen, then press and hold Start Stop until it says Done and switches itself off. Once you start your 6 months of study monitoring, your blood pressure machine will store all your readings. We will check the machine's memory when we see you, so please do not delete any of these readings. It is also advisable not to let others use your machine during the study monitoring period, as we won't be able to tell which are your readings and which belong to someone else. If you want to review your readings at any point, press M whilst your monitor is off, and then keep pressing it to scroll through your readings. This is explained on page 15 of your instruction manual. You will be asked to monitor your blood pressure on the first 3 days of every month. This can be changed if it doesn't suit you, or if you will not be able to do this for any reason. However, readings should be taken on 3 consecutive days. You should measure your blood pressure at the same time each day and no sooner than 30 minutes after food or exercise. Timing of medication in relation to your blood pressure measurements must also be kept the same throughout the study. For example, if you decide to monitor your blood pressure in the morning and you start off doing this before any medications, you will always need to do it in the morning before any medications. You will need to take 2 readings of your blood pressure. This is the best way to take blood pressure, as the first readings can be higher than the second readings, which is likely to reflect your blood pressure when you are more relaxed. Allow 3 to 5 minutes in between taking each reading. Do not get up or move around during this rest period. Remain seated and relaxed. You will record both your blood pressure readings on your study measurement form. Along with the date and time, you will write down both your blood pressure readings on your recording form. Enter the systolic and diastolic numbers for both readings, along with the time they were taken, in the boxes provided. Then, using your traffic light table, please colour code your second reading and enter the colour in the box provided. You will ignore the first reading. Once you have done your 3 days, you will also need to colour code the week overall and decide whether you need to take any action. Again, you should use your traffic light table to help you do this. If your week was green, then your blood pressure is where it should be, so there is no action. If your week was amber, then your blood pressure is slightly above where it should be, but there is no action to take. If you had a red week, it means your blood pressure is higher than it should be. The first month this happens, you need to note it. If it happens over 2 consecutive months, then you need to inform your GP. You do this by using the letter template provided. Please add in all the relevant information, such as your GP address, your name and date of birth, etc., and complete the table with your blood pressure readings. Once all the information is completed on your measurement form, you should return it, either by email or by post, to the research team. Please also remember to post the letter to the GP if needed. If you have forgotten to measure your blood pressure on the days you intended, or are unable to take your reading for any reason, such as being away from home, please do contact the research team who will be able to advise you on what to do. Here are some completed measurement forms. If you would like to practice, pause the video and have a go at colour coding each day and the overall week. If you have any problems or have questions, please do contact the study team by emailing reverse@uclan.ac.uk or, if urgent, calling either Dr Emma Bray or Lucy Hives on the number shown. We hope that this information has been useful, and we thank you again for participating in the reverse study.